Crypto.com is once again ahead of the pack and getting an exclusive invitation to speak at an upcoming meeting that you should know about later this month on September 29th. I want to talk about why the CRO token right now is falling in price today, where I expect the CRO coin token to go to the downside before it finds a bottom and gets a bounce. Let's talk a little bit about all this in this video. And please note, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give you financial advice, but this is the Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip. If you do enjoy crypto content, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this one, guys. So Bitcoin is currently sitting at $109,000 with a rather significant dip today. For Bitcoin being down 3.6%, that is significant, and even a bigger move to the downside is what we're seeing out of Ethereum right now, which has fallen down below $4,000. Now, if you've been paying attention to this YouTube channel over the last month or so, and you've been listening to my videos specifically, I have been talking about a potential dip for Ethereum to $4,000 or possibly even below in the month of September, and that has officially happened, and I have drawn that out actually on the chart, and I've had this little red circle drawn on this green trend line, which was basically $4,000 off the top of this level. And regarding CRO, what I have been talking about is in order for CRO coin to continue to the upside through this 37-cent price level where we found resistance, we were going to need to see a continuation for not just CRO, but to see the continuation for CRO, we need to see a continuation for Ethereum, the total market cap, and altcoins in general. And we are having a pretty significant sell-off right now for the month of September's monthly candle in this crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 coins. I want to see this take new highs in this cycle, and I still do believe that it can. And for CRO, I think that's what you need to see. The reality is we are seeing downward pressure for CRO right now because there was $1 billion worth of liquidations in the crypto market today. And we saw 1.7 almost billion dollars worth of long liquidations on just a few short days ago as well. So we do have some good news for Crypto.com, and I'm going to get more into the TA for CRO as I see it in a second. And if you guys want to trade the volatility of these markets, by the way, check out the affiliates in the description down below. Bit10x has up to a $100,000 deposit bonus, as does Blowfin have a bonus, which is up to $5,000 if you want to check those out. And trade the volatility, you can check it out. And we might have more volatility coming up because what I believe is going into the month of October, I think we could see a pretty decent rally for crypto at some point in the month of October and maybe even into November. And I am expecting a bear market to come at some point in the next few months. It could be October, could be November. We might even see a green December. I'm really still up in the air in this, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But good news coming up for CRO, besides the fact that we do have October, which is averaging 21% gains, and November averaging 50% gains for Bitcoin overall. We have a good news story coming out for Crypto.com and a couple other players in the crypto industry. A SEC CFTC roundtable event signals crypto legitimacy as Kraken, Crypto.com, and TradFi share tables. What we need to see is crypto regulation move forward. And we saw a very interesting story come out in the last 24 hours where you actually had the CFTC leader, the chair of the CFTC, take a photo with the executives over at Crypto.com, Coinbase, Circle, Ripple, and Tether. Okay, and I shared that in my live stream earlier today. And now today, we're seeing another story come out. The SEC CFTC roundtable is coming up when on September 29th, that is coming up, so just in a few short days. And they could be talking about some very positive things towards the future of cryptocurrency. To begin with, the meeting will focus on regulatory harmonization across digital and traditional finance, enabling the unification of fragmented oversight since digital and TradFi often fall under different regulatory umbrellas. Trying to figure out how to merge these two. They're working with some of the leaders. And who did they pick? Crypto.com and Kraken, among some other industry leaders. Again, these things I think are bullish for the CRO token because you have them included in the conversation. Here's another post about it. Kraken, Crypto.com, Kalshi, and Polymarket executives are among the panelists attending this SEC CFTC harmonization. really interesting that we've seen all this progress with Crypto.com becoming a part of the conversation when it comes to the president and his crypto partnerships, CFTC, the SEC conversations, going to speak at these panels. Very, very interesting time. And I think it's a very bullish time as well, generally speaking, for the future of crypto. And I think it's a very positive thing for the future for the Crypto.com CRO token. But there are some people that are a little bit scared right now of potential for Bitcoin to dip back down, not even, to 100K, but possibly even down, below 100K one more time. I've been talking about the potential for a dip in September. I've in fact said, I wouldn't have been surprised to see Bitcoin come down through these other levels at about 110, 111. Break down through this. 110, certainly a very psychological level. Breaking down through that, we have broken through that. Now we're sitting at 109.4, basically like right at 110. Okay. And we could even fall lower. And I'm looking at Bitcoin potentially falling to 107. And I think it could even fall down and touch $100,000. Now, some are warning that if we break below $96,000, we are going into a full-fledged bear market. I think it's too early for the bear market. And I say that, because look at all these bullish stories that we do have, no doubt. But some people are saying that, this is going to give us some super cycle. I don't necessarily believe in the super cycle, but what I do believe is the historic price moves for this market. And what we've seen, and I've said this a lot on my channel, and I'm going to continue to stick to it until it's invalidated, from the bottom to the top, a bull market lasts about 1,070-ish days, okay? And right now, we are currently sitting from the bottom to where we're at today, 1,030 days into this thing, which says, okay, we're coming up at the end of September. We got about 30 or 40 days left. This bull market could hypothetically end in October, but it at least should go into October. So that's what I'm looking forward to for CRO. And I circle back to CRO here. Looking at a potential bounce at 16 cents could be logical. But if Bitcoin does lose these green trend lines, if we lose this $107,000 price level, if we come down to this $100,000 price level, there's a chance that CRO could even fall lower than that 16-cent price, maybe come back down to 10 cents. And in fact, I hate to do it, but I'm officially going to draw it in, okay? At about 10 cents, kind of right at the top of these weekly candles, we're just going to put it in, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to put it in red. And whether you're a CRO holder or whether you're just an altcoin holder, I think it's very important to understand, why I'm talking about the potential for CRO to slip that far. Because if Bitcoin does slip further, what happens is Bitcoin dominance climbs up as Bitcoin finds weakness, just as you're seeing right now. And if Bitcoin dominance is climbing up, that means that altcoins are falling in value versus Bitcoin. In other words, if Bitcoin is crashing, altcoins are crashing harder. Again, there is Bitcoin, you can see at the top of my screen, down 3.47%. And today there is ETH down 6%. Here's Solana down 7%. Here's CRO down 7%. That is just the way that these markets work. I still think there's an altcoin season coming, and I lead to a bullish thought in the end for CRO at the end of 2025. But we are in September, and this is a dip that I had talked about. I am not a financial advisor. I am not here to give you financial advice. I look at levels that I'm seeing, and you all have to do your own research and pick your own levels. But if you do want to take advantage of the volatility in this market, which I think is going to stay around for a long time, there will be volatility for a long time. There will be awesome trading opportunities on altcoins. There will be some cryptos that, really stick around long in the future. There will be some that go away. But as I see all these markets playing out, I'm trading. I'm taking advantage of the chop. Bitcoin is down 3% today. We're trading opportunities on that move. And I use Blowfin and BitTinex when I do some trading. If you guys want to check those out, check out the link in the description down below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip. 2 videos right here if you want to check them out. DCA HODL. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.